Hey y'all, it's Dave. A lot of people don't know, but I love amateur barbecue. Anybody who does it, I love it. Uh, Today, I'm actually shooting a quick video on something that is one of my passions, which is, like I said, amateur barbecue. I've got some great ribs here. Let me to show you. That's what they look like right now. They haven't been rubbed or anything. Going outside, I got my mini smoker, so that way you can see it. Right now, I got the charcoal burning up. It's really nice and here out in the Northeast, and that's what I got right now. The reason for the pan sitting in there, that's, by the way, a 14.5 smoked Joey. You can pick them up for about 30 bucks. I got that on sale. Basically, I'm fixing to do some ribs today. I'm not using anything for a binding agent. Some people use mustard. Some will use mayonnaise, even spicy mustard. I'm not. I am just going to pat them down very lightly. And this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Sweet and Smoky Rub by McCormick. And I'm going to use apple wood. Actual chunks woods. That's why I'm letting those coals burn down right now. I'm gonna finish prepping this, and I'll show you before I head outside, and then as I'm putting them on the grill, I will show you how I do that aspect of it. And it, depending upon how I feel, I will either, most true barbecuers will say that you want to cook on the surface that you're smoked in. I don't always do that. Sometimes I bring them inside and finish them in the grill oven, or I'll put them on my regular grill, my barbecue grill. I'm looking at getting a new one, possibly a full smoker. Gonna make it a combination propane and wood charcoal, so that way I can smoke and I can also do regular foods at the same time, because my wife doesn't want just a straight smoker. So with charcoal, she doesn't like the flavor of it. So that's fine, you know. All right, so I'm going to get on to prepping the ribs. I'm going to rub them down, and then I'll show you when I go to put them on the grill. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are outside. Let me show you what I haven't brought my liquid out, which I'm going to go do in 1 second, but I want you to see it, because I want to try and get the wood to catch first while I'm inside doing the liquid, because I like to have something inside that on top of the smoke will add to lock in some seasonings and whatever I've done to the ribs. So that's what they look like. There's my chunks of wood. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get these, and hopefully it doesn't sit too high. Above where the grate's going to be. Okay, wood is starting to smolder, as you can see, which is what you want. So by the time I come back outside to that with my liquid, that will be more than adequate and ready to go. So I'm going to come to the trusty fridge. I'm going to grab some juicy juice, otherwise known as apple juice. You can take a little bit. You take a glass like this. And what I do is I fill it about half, and then I will fill the rest of it with water, regular plain old tap water, and I will see how much I get in the pan. Oh, and we're getting nice and smoky too. See, the wood's starting to catch. The pan is on a little bit of an angle, which is what we don't want. We want to try and have it as flat as possible. Add that to it. Okay, so that was more than enough. So as you can see, now I got my grate, right? So now I'm going to do this over here. What I'm going to use on it is this. It's the Weber cooking spray for grills. But you spray it out of the way, out of food, out of the fire. Now what you have to do is get it so it lands. So that's what that looks like. Okay, that's what the ribs look like, all done up. Now, the objective of this is not to try and get your meat that you're doing directly over the wood. But this is going to be kind of tough because this is a little bit that's part of the reason why I bought this, was because I wanted something smaller. But I'm starting to think this might be a little too small for what I'm doing. So one thing I want to do is check the bottom and see. Ooh, hello. I forgot that was going to get hot. A little bit less air. And what we're going to do is hope, because I have one more to get on here. Okay. So now what we do is we got the lid, put that on top. Now what you got to do is, depending upon how smoky you want this, because now this is going to get super smoky. So now, depending upon how you want this to end up, will depend upon how much smoke internally you want. You can either let tons of smoke out, but that's what I like. I like just a little bit. It's going to come out, it's going to seep out through the sides. And what we're going to do is just check. Okay, all flame went out. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to spread these pieces out a little bit more. Oh, this is going to be some good eating today for lunch, let me tell you, and dinner. I will leave a couple pieces, definitely, as much as my wife is not into this kind of food like I am. I will definitely do that. But there we go. So as you can see, we got some nice smoke billowing out a little bit. So with that said, I'm going to pause this here, and I will come back and I will show you when I come out to check it in about half hour to 45 minutes. I don't like to open it up that often, but what I do is I actually want to open it up, see if I got to run back downstairs again to see if I need more wood. Because those chunks, as you saw, were pretty moderate sized. So those should last about for a good hour or so. And then you might have to add one or two more pieces. But you also got to remember that wood, once the meat get up to a certain temperature, that it's not going to accept any more smoke. So that's where you... How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are about to check on our ribs here. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, we got plenty of wood still. Look at that. Look at how juicy those are turning out to be. Oh, I think I gotta go get the tongs and move them around a little bit. Actually, no. Those are perfect. Just where we want. Actually, one thing that we should check is going to be... Oh, plenty of juice in there. I'll show you. I think you can see that. Plenty of juice. I actually want to... I'm closing that off a little bit more. I want to build the smoke up a little bit more, because even though they're just about got as much smoke as they can take right now, we want to let that wood finish off. And we will have some awesome ribs at that point. So with that said, the next time I check in with you, let's see, we started that about 9:30 this morning, and it's almost 11:20 right now. So we're looking at the 2 hour, just about the 2 hour mark. So at about 2.5 hours, we'll check back in, and I will show you what they look like when they come off that. Because a lot of times that is the perfect point where you want to then grill them, baste them, mop them, whatever you want to do, and you're good to go. You got finished ribs. They're cooked. They're perfect. So with that said, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the final stretch here of the ribs. All right. Let's see how we're doing. I got some barbecue sauce here. Oh, these things are looking awfully mighty good. So I got a little bit of sweet and smoky Kansas City barbecue sauce. Yes, I have the whole bottle in my hand, but that's not what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is just put a little bit over the center of these. Try and spread it out a little bit. And this is basically going to become a glaze because these are almost boneless ribs. So there's a very tiny bone in them, so you can cut them wide open. The point of this is to almost create like a glaze on the top, on the side that's up. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. Alright, so here's what they look like. Look at that. Now, I'm going to cover them for a second. I'm going to cover the smoke holes if I can. Okay, now what we're going to do is go get a butter knife. And what we're going to do with the butter knife is make a nice even coating of the sauce. Normally, which I don't know where it disappeared, so I have to buy a new one. I want to find I have a cup that you put your sauce in, and it came with a latex or lycra mop. Oh, got a nice little bit of smoke there. So now we're just going to spread this out. I'll show you in a second what it looks like. You want to have a nice little glaze is what I like to call it or do. And if you have a mop, it actually makes it nice and easy. Sorry about the smoke, everybody in the camera. Oh, these are going to be some tasty fiddles. Well, let me tell you. I did some chicken earlier when I first got this, and my wife, it wasn't the greatest because I used the wrong kind of chicken, but that's okay. Alright, we put this off to the side for now, but that's what they should look like. We're going to give them about another half hour, if that, maybe another 10-15 minutes. Once you put the sauce on it, you basically are done. You basically pretty much are good to go. You can either throw them on a grill at that point to really get a crisp edge on them, or you can just let them be and let it go as is and dig in at that point. And that's what I'm going to do, is I will show you what they look like after I take them off. Now, the one thing that's great about ribs is you don't have to let them sit. If you're doing a cookout and you've decided to smoke ribs, what you do is you smoke them earlier in the day. So that way, when they're just about done, you're taking them off the smoker and you throw them on the grill before you cut them to baste them real quick. So that way, when you throw them on the grill, it sears it and it locks in the barbecue sauce. Don't need to do that with these kind of smokers. These little baby Joey Smokies, they automatically have it. So you should be good to go, especially if you're doing boneless ribs like this. These have minor bones in them, like I said. So we'll see. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I'm gonna remove the lid, and we're gonna take a look at these. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is my favorite thing, one of my passions, when I found, when I found out I really enjoy this stuff, man, did I get into it. For a few years, thanks to my mother-in-law. Sure, I had a Texas crutch smoker, which a lot of people don't know that using propane is a crutch. But in Texas, apparently, that is considered the Texas crutch, to use propane and not wood. And I never knew that. I just found that out recently. So I want to just shut the screen door real quick. Oh, that pile of ribs. Oh, I hope my wife is going to enjoy them tonight. So I'm going to show you what these puppies look like. Look at that pile. That looks so awesome. Oh, I'm going to grab a separate plate because I want to grab one of the big ones. Grab me a fork. Oh, nice and tender. And I'm going to cut into this real quick. You know what? I'm going to put you over here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this is what you live for when you want barbecue. Look at that. Nice color, nice smoke ring. Got a little bit of everything on here. Let's try it. Look at that. As you can see, there's a nice pink smoke ring. That's how you know you got it. Oh, the barbecue sauce makes this. This, I've never done stuff like this in a long time. I can't wait. Me and my wife have been talking about having a Texas dinner. And a Texas dinner to me is ribs, brisket, corn on the cob, baked beans, stuff like that. Some cornbread, things like that. So we're going to have a get-together here at the house, invite everybody over. People can play games if they want, kickball. We have a pool, so people can go swimming. I'm going to do 1 to 2 meats myself, and we'll have all the sides and the fixings to go with it. And then if anybody wants to bring hamburgers, hot dogs, or whatever else they want other than barbecue meat, they're more than welcome to bring it. This is going to be one of those that I get to relax for a change. My wife has mandated that, so whatever I cook is all I'm going to cook, and that's it. End of story. Everybody else is on their own. They get to cook on the grill. As much as I don't like it, it's what I'm going to let happen. So with that said, next time I go to do some meats, I will shoot another video on that. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, go down below, post them. I will answer them as best as I can. If I don't know an answer, I will by all means try and get I'll do some research on it and see if I can figure it out for you. Other than that, I'm going to say have a good day and have some good barbecue.